Alright, so hopefully you can hear me. This is a demo of me just kind of explaining the Workstation Client. So here we go. So I have everything loaded up in Eclipse, and I kind of just design everything in Qt, which is really nice. You can design exactly how things want to look, and space, and put search boxes in, and then you write a bunch of Python code to basically connect all logic. So for example, here's a device. So a lot of these fields can be changed. So these fields are all being changed dynamically. Even the image is being changed. Just there for me to kind of get the size idea. And then, so what I've done is the hardest part is actually getting everything to work. So together. So for example, like making this fit inside a class type for listing objects. But normally it lists text. So I have to like do some weird stuff to make it list a widget instead of list text, and how to keep track of what widget is which, and so on and so forth. So if I run this, you can see this is the IdeasX Workstation Client. The idea is that this is going to pop up in this corner, and then I think I'm going to remove this top bar, and then if you click anywhere but on the Workstation Client, it will like hide itself into the taskbar, like for example down here. But right now it's just like a regular program where it opens up, there's an icon for it, it says right here. I'm not really sure if I'm happy with this icon, I might change it. But anyway, the idea is that you're going to have all your encoders here, and there's going to be an image for the device, and you're going to double click and it's going to bring up a settings for that device. Or what we're going to do is I'm going to set it up such that there's an arrow here on the button, and you click on it, and there's going to be a drop-down menu. And then if you want to click on the actual button, you just click on the center. So how I have it set up right now is just activate, deactivate. All these items right now are randomly generated on boot, and it changes once a second. I just wanted to prove that I could actually change the widget after it's been inside of another object. Make sure nothing weird's happening. So as you can see, I'm changing all the battery and RSSI values and like some fake time stuff over here. But everything works thus far. The search bar doesn't work. I'm going to have to figure out how to remove and add these. I know how to remove and add these items, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it in the most memory efficient way possible. The only way I can think of implementing it right now is not super efficient. And second of all, I don't think it's actually crucial at this point in development. So I'm going to kind of ignore that and press on to opening up another thread and have that run the MQTT broker and start. Because all I really have to do at this point is load the sniffer into this and then have the objects pop up in the sniffer, instead parse that data and stick it into this GUI, and then it'll pretty much be there. So how the activate, deactivate buttons are going to work is literally you're going to click activate, and instead of it automatically changing to deactivate, what's going to happen is when you click activate, it's going to send a publish message to the module if it's not already activated and tell it to start streaming data. And then what also is going to happen is it's going to try to subscribe to the topic that the module streams data on. If the subscription is successful, which it should be, it will then tell the GUI to change from activate to deactivate. That way, it's basically if it fails, you click it again. If it's failing repeatedly, obviously there's a problem with the network and the GUI is not going to boot. There's going to be a status bar down here, which is going to show like connected to IdeasX system, failed connection, blah blah blah. There's also a settings menu here. I'm not sure if I like the way this looks. I'm trying to figure out how to get like the pixel mapping to be a little bit more spaced out, so on and so forth. Everything's dynamic except for the encoder list. I think I'm going to fix the width of this. The reason why these modules are fixed size is because to get the best looking layout, I found it that it's easiest to do it pixel by pixel, but that of course limits how much you can move it around. But I think the whole idea of this is just should be small and manageable. So in the settings, I have a network broker and a local broker. The idea is that the Workstation Client on boot is going to check for the network broker. For example, if you're at a school, the entire school's network is going to have a broker. but let's say that this computer doesn't have internet access to that network. It's going to resort to going to a local broker, which the workstation client is going to generate itself by opening a separate thread, which is relatively easy. We've done it before in Windows and Linux, and it should work fine in OS X too. We're just going to use the Mosquito broker and open up another thread. Doing that will be closed when the workstation client is closed. So it's basically a self-contained system. The idea is that the IdeasX devices will also resort to a local broker, I guess. You would have to program that in. That's going to happen when you hit train IdeasX device. So the idea is that how this is going to work is through a UART for right now, just to keep it plain and simple. You program your SSIDs and your passwords in for each access point, and then you're going to hit train device, and then it's going to send a message over the UART to the module that's plugged in, and then it's going to basically configure it. This is kind of just like a placeholder right now. As far as the UART communication, that all works. It's just how I'm going to implement it with the GUI and everything and make it, like, I don't know, do a progress bar or something. I'd really have to think it through. But this is where I'm at right now. So basically I just have to connect the sniffer to it, and then we should have a dynamically updating interface. This isn't done using the model view controller setup that Qt recommends. I did this using QList widget. I just wanted to bang it out as fast as possible, and as I learn more, I'll update it. But this is where I'm at. That was a super long video.